guys, I just wanted to do an update video. It's September 1st, 2024, and I just wanted to show you what's growing in the greenhouse right now. So temperatures have been super hot, like up in the 80s, 90s for a couple of weeks, and so it's been really hot in the greenhouse. Right now what we've got, we've had Socorro Black, we've had Hollier, we've had Italian Honey, we've had the Mount Etna's, Zingarella, St. Rita, Bethlehem, Blackwell. You guys have seen all my tasting videos up to now. So right now what we have are the kings and queens of figs finally coming in. So we're gonna have a plate fit for royalty today to eat. Here are the Italian 258s. They're all ready to go. We've got 3 of them that look like they're ripe. And finally, they're a decent size, but what I had to do was bury it a bit so that it can soak up as much water as it needs. Calderona, I did the same thing. We had a few Calderonas earlier in the season, really early in the season, and now we're just waiting for the rest of them to ripen. The rest of them are kind of taking forever, but again, I think it was a watering issue. Look at Craven's Craving, as you saw in my tasting videos. They are all coming to fruition much faster than my Black Madeira. Black Madeira, I've got nothing yet, and I might be seeing some swelling in these two. It's very possible it's going to start ripening any minute, but it's true what they say, it is very late. So look at Craven's Craving, I've already gotten like 4 of them off of it or something, maybe more. And so that was late August in the greenhouse, of course. We've got Madeira Island Black coming in faster than Black Madeira. So that's a really cool thing. So we're gonna have Madeira Island Black. Smith, I put one of my struggling trees in here, and it is really doing much better now that I put it in ground. It is getting the nutrients and water that it needed versus the cloth grow bag. And I actually think I'm gonna get a new crop of figs coming in. So I'm seeing a lot of double bumps, and I don't know if I have enough time in here. We'll see. So our first year, I know last year when I got it, it was in October, the greenhouse I'm talking about. And I had already, you know, plucked all the figs off of almost all my trees, and I was feeling bummed because I was like, well, it seems hot in here. I bet I could have ripened some. And I think I could have. So this year I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm going to let them go as long as I can and see up until what month I can be harvesting. Another one that is coming in that is really exciting is my Colonel Littman's Black Cross. We have got, there it is. Got our first one ripening, so it's going to be a procession of, I'm sure. But the Spadafora Dark has just been pumping and pumping and pumping and just giving me figs the whole way through. So has Hollier. I mean, Hollier, I'm going to show you guys something real exciting that I did with the Hollier. This is Panache. I put a lot of these, like Panache, I put halfway into the ground, because I don't want it in the ground with no grow bag to contain it, because I think this will become a beast. But my Black Madeira types, oh, Figo Preto, just yesterday I put this halfway in ground. I put it halfway only because it's really wet here, and when I dug it up, it was real wet, so I only put it in halfway so that it can take what it needs. but I think the Black Madeira types are going to do really well in ground because they're mainly miniature trees. I don't think they grow very quickly, although the Preto kind of did, but I will just make sure to keep that pruned and down. But I'm thinking I'm really liking this halfway buried in there so that they can take up the moisture that they need. Oh, what was I was going to show you something outside. Oh gosh, look at the golden rainbow. Just know that I've got cuttings on fig bed right now for the golden rainbow. It's just a beast. If anyone says beast, this is a beast, this golden rainbow. And so yeah, I've got cuttings. It's loaded with figs, and it looks like that one is starting to swell. So super exciting. That'll be my first golden rainbow of this year. I had a yellow long neck. Oh, it was just to die for. Let's take you out here. Let me show you something that I've done here. So I'm giving a try to putting some fig trees in the ground. Again, we are 5B, 6A. We've just been upgraded to a 6A zone-wise. And I had an Olympian in ground. As you can see, it's doing really well. I think it'll ripen. I'm pretty sure it'll ripen up. I mean, any day now, one of them will start swelling. And then I had the Chicago Hardy in ground. Would you believe I still have not had a Chicago Hardy fig? It still has not ripened any for me. It's such a useless fig in my opinion, but whatever. I reserve the right to change my mind once it actually ripens any darn thing. And then this is, I bought this as a Desert King plant from one of those nurseries online. It was like Willis Orchards or something like that. And it turned out to not be a Desert King because I was able to eat a main crop off of it. It's a yellow, beautiful yellow fig. And it's honey inside. And it has a little bit of coloration inside. So it's kind of cool. I don't know what it is. So I had been in last year, for example, I had been picking all the main crop off and throwing them because I thought it was a Desert King and I didn't want it to waste its energy. And this year I had one main crop fig on it, and I was like, well, let me leave it and see if this is even a Desert King because it gives me 0 brie buzz. And this is like the 3rd year. So it turned out it's not a Desert King. So we'll figure out what that is. But look what I did. I put Hollier in ground, and I put my Negron in ground, and I put my Rondi in ground because these are the earliest figs I have ever gotten. And the Negron and the Rondi, they just needed more than that pot that I had them in. They are behemoth trees, and so they need something more substantial than that pot I had them in. So did the Hollier. The Hollier outgrew everything real quick. It's a really fast grower and incredibly productive, so it just needs more, and I don't have more, and I'm hoping that the ground gives it what it needs. But as soon as I put it in ground, the figs started getting much bigger, like they are triple the size of what I had been getting while it was in a pot. And so even at that size, it's not ready yet. So let me walk over there, put my hand next to it so you guys can get an idea of its size, right? They were a little bit bigger than that when I was eating them when they were in the just pot. But now that I put it in ground, it's gotten way bigger, and it's still not ready yet. It could go a few more days, so it may get bigger still. Rondi, this is the only fig I got off of it this year because again, it was having troubles in a pot. And look at the leaves, like just not enough nutrition, period. And mite problem and stuff like that, and overcrowding in the greenhouse, like all kinds of things. So hopefully I can protect them well this year. And what I did in last year, which I think worked really well, was leaves. The fall or autumn leaves, I filled up one of my fig trees that I was keeping outside with the leaves. And what is brilliant about the leaves is they're very dry. They don't retain moisture. They actually keep moisture out, and are a great barrier. And then I put one of those white tree protective bags I got off of Amazon with a zipper on it, and that seemed to work really well. But this year my plan is to cut them low and then fill this area with autumn leaves, and then maybe put landscape fabric over it, and then maybe a tarp. I think all I'm sure of right now are the autumn leaves, and then from there we'll see. But I'm hoping that will serve as enough protection until next year. But I didn't do that at all with the Olympian, and it came back from the roots, and it's given me, I just had to pinch it because it's just growing and growing and growing and growing. So I pinched it so it stops and just focuses on the figs for me. So that's what's exciting this year. Can't wait to see what happens next year with that. I mean, I think they're going to grow to be incredibly healthy this time, and I'm really excited about that because Rondi, Negron, and Hollier are phenomenal trees. I've got another Hollier, so this is a good test for me. I've got the other one, and I'll keep that inside the greenhouse over winter just in case. But I'm looking forward to telling you guys how that turns out, because I have a feeling that if you let your fig tree get to like year 3 and then put it in ground, I think you will be successful in putting it in ground, even if you live in a cold zone. So yeah, I look forward to sharing that with you guys, and hopefully giving you an option that you didn't think you had before, so that you can collect even more trees, and then your family thinks you're even more crazy than you really are. Like me. Yeah. So that is the update for September. I'm really excited. I think it's really coming along now that I'm learning the ins and outs of growing in a greenhouse. I'm really excited with the lessons that I've learned, and especially because it didn't hurt me too bad, and they're still giving me figs, thankfully. So whatever mistakes I made, yeah, I made them, but I'm still getting figs, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Nicodem Haven, I can't wait to get these figs. They should ripen any day now, or at least start swelling. This is from the New York Figs guy, and he was saying that his Nicodem Haven is incredibly hardy, and I think he said he grows it in like 6A or something with no protection in the ground, or it's grown that way in ground with no protection, and they taste kind of like Col de Dame Blanc mixed with something, and I can't remember what that other something was. Can't wait for that, but my Strawberry Verite has blown me away. I put that somewhat in the ground too because it was suffering with the cloth bag. Another lesson learned, guys, that I really want to share with you is my potting mix. It's so important. It's so important, the potting mix. And everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people were telling me I should not use Miracle-Gro. But I never really understood the reason why. I thought Miracle-Gro was phenomenal for my fig trees, and it certainly was year 1 and year 2. But year 3, also I wasn't top dressing. Year 3, it really, it turns into nothing but peat moss, or sorry, into peat. And peat does not allow, I heard somewhere in one of the videos that peat does not allow nitrogen uptake by your trees or plants. And so I wish I had not used Miracle-Gro. So now what I'm using is regular, what do you call it? Topsoil? Regular topsoil. And I have friends that have been using topsoil, the Scotts, and their trees look amazing. And for example, like this. Just gorgeous green, huge leaves, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm using topsoil now, rice husks, and then a friend, Homer, from Backyard Figs, gave me the rice husks and a big bag of, I think it's pumice, right, Homer? Which are these rocks that retain moisture and release moisture on an as-needed basis. And the rice husks provide sort of, I forget, I don't wanna make things up, but they're really good for your soil and aeration, and I think they also give something back. I can't remember what, but anyway, and then some fertilizer, and I used worm castings, and that's what I'm making my soil out of. So those of you that are investing in Miracle-Gro to grow your fig trees, just be aware, year 3, you've got to like take that tree out of that pot, get rid of as much of that soil as you can, and refill it with, what's great about topsoil is it has some sand in it too. It also has some peat in it, and I didn't know that, but it also has a little bit of peat in it. So I would definitely replace it, otherwise you're going to get big time stunted growth like I did, yellow leaves. All of them were like yellow leaves after a little while, because they're just not able to take up the nutrition that they need because of that peat, so, or the nitrogen anyway. So just another learning lesson. And what's great is, you know, topsoil is way cheaper anyway than Miracle-Gro. So it's better for your trees, because it's kind of like look how much better they're doing in ground. And in ground is nothing but, you know, really, in essence, topsoil. Just really thick, chunky topsoil. It's not even aerated, and they love it because it's so loaded with nutrition, and I think just their roots enjoy being in it. So I don't know, I'm learning from nature, and that's what I'm trying to mimic after all. So anyway, that's my September review or update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I keep wanting to end it, but then I keep remembering things. So I'm going to be putting in fans. I'm going to get another diesel heater, one of those, and put it in that corner for this winter. And I'll put in like air or fans that will circulate the air for next year. And maybe they'll be on sale this winter, so that's what I'll do. And I'm going to get a heater now because they're priced really cheap. They're at $199, I want to say, maybe even cheaper on Amazon for that diesel heater. It's a camper trailer heater, so it's healthy to keep inside. It doesn't, the toxic air is vented out. And so that's what I'm going to do. All right, now I promise this is the end of my video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great summer, and I'm hoping you all are enjoying your harvest, but I'm going to go harvest these figs, and then we'll do a tasting. See you later.